3 days. You disappeared for 3 days.
I know.
I sent you a message on Tuesday. Nothing. Wednesday. Nothing. Thursday, I was ready to call the police.
You were not going to call the police.
I was going to call your mother. Which is worse?
Okay, that's fair. That's much worse. I was sick, Daniel. I was really under the weather.
And there it is, our first idiom, 30 seconds in.
Welcome back to English Over Coffee. I'm Sofia.
I'm Daniel, and this is your 10 minutes of English for today.
That's the whole idea here. 10 minutes a day, 1 coffee, 5 real expressions.
You don't need a notebook. You don't need to stop what you're doing. Just listen.
And everything today comes from one normal day at this cafe. Here we go. So, under the weather. When I first learned this one, I got it completely wrong.
How?
I thought it was about rain. Like, the weather is bad, so I'm under it. Sad, gray day, gray mood.
That's a beautiful theory. Completely wrong, but beautiful.
Thank you. I'm very creative when I'm wrong.
Under the weather means sick. Not very sick, just not good. A little cold, a headache, low energy.
So if I have a small fever and a sore throat, I'm under the weather.
Exactly, and it's the polite way to say it. You write to your boss, "I'm feeling a bit under the weather today." That's normal English, very common.
And where does it come from? Because rain was my best guess.
Chips, actually. When a sailor got sick, they sent him below the deck. Down there, he was under the weather, away from the wind and the cold.
Oh, that's lovely. So he was literally under the bad weather.
Literally under it. So your rain theory was almost right. Almost.
I'll take almost.
One important thing, don't use it for something serious. If someone breaks a leg, you don't say they're under the weather. It's for small things.
Small and temporary. Good.
Okay, so you're back. 3 days of nothing. I need everything.
You want to catch up.
I want to catch up. Idiom number 2.
To catch up means to share news with someone after time apart. You tell me what happened, I tell you what happened.
We haven't seen each other in months. Let's catch up. Very common, very useful.
And it has that second meaning too, right? Like at work?
Yes. Catch up can also mean reach the same level. I was sick for a week, so now I have to catch up on my emails.
Please don't say that word. Emails. I have 200 of them.
200?
200. And 190 of them are about a party I'm not going to.
So you need to catch up on your emails, and we need to catch up as friends. 2 different things, same idiom.
And you can use it as a noun too. Let's have a catch up. Or in America, more common, let's catch up soon.
Which people say all the time and then never do.
Ouch. True though. Okay, but I do have news. Real news from the neighborhood.
Wait, is this about Arthur?
It's about Arthur.
Okay, quick reminder for everyone. Arthur is our neighbor. Last week we told the story. Our espresso machine died, he fixed it, and now he has his own table here.
Right. So, Arthur has been coming every morning. Same time, same table, same black coffee.
And
For the last 2 weeks, he's been coming with someone.
no.
A woman from the library. They read the newspaper together. 2 coffees every single morning.
Sophia, you have to spill the beans. Everything, now.
And that's idiom number 3. To spill the beans means to tell a secret, to share information that was private.
Come on, spill the beans. Who won the game? Somebody spilled the beans about my birthday party.
Where does this one come from? Beans is such a strange word for a secret.
The most common story is ancient Greece. People voted with beans. White bean for yes, black bean for no. They dropped them in a jar. If somebody knocked the jar over, the beans spilled, and everyone saw the result early.
So the secret came out because the beans came out.
That's the idea. Historians argue about it, but it's a good story.
Anyway, I'm not spilling the beans about Arthur. He'll tell us when he wants.
That is a very mature answer, and I hate it. Okay, look at the clock.
Don't. I don't want to look at the clock.
It's almost 7. We opened at 6 this morning.
13 hours.
I think we should call it a day.
Idiom number 4, to call it a day, means to stop working, to decide that today is finished.
We've been working since 6. Let's call it a day. It's a decision, and usually you make it together.
Can I use it in the morning? Like if I finish everything at 10?
You can, and it sounds a little funny, which is why people like it. If you finish a big project at 10 in the morning and say, let's call it a day, everybody laughs. It means, I'm done, I'm not doing anything else.
So it's not really about the clock. It's about being finished.
Exactly. And there's a cousin, call it a night. Same thing, but for the evening. We're at a party, it's late, and you say, okay, everyone, let's call it a night.
I use that one a lot, usually around 9:30.
9:30 is not late.
It is when you open a cafe at 6.
Fair, very fair.
Honestly, after 3 days sick, I just want to go home and hit the bed.
Ooh, close.
Close? What's wrong with hit the bed?
Nothing is wrong. People will understand you. But the real expression is hit the sack or hit the hay.
Hit the sack, not the bed. Okay.
Idiom number 5, to hit the sack means to go to bed, to go to sleep.
I'm exhausted. I'm going to hit the sack.
It's early tomorrow, so I'll hit the sack now. Very casual, very common.
And the sack, why a sack?
Because a long time ago, beds were exactly that. A big cloth bag filled with hay or straw. You hit it to make it soft, and then you slept on it.
So hit the hay is the same thing. Same bed, different word.
Same bed. And you can hear both today.
Okay, one more thing before the game. Let's put all 5 together.
All 5? In one conversation?
In one conversation. Because that's how you'll actually hear them, not in a list. Ready?
Go.
Hey, I haven't seen you in ages. We really need to catch up.
We do. Sorry I disappeared last week. I was under the weather.
Oh no. Are you better now?
Much better. Just tired. Yesterday I worked 13 hours before I could call it a day.
13 hours? I would have hit the sack at lunchtime.
I almost did. Oh, and listen, don't tell anyone, but I know about the party.
What? Who spilled the beans?
Your sister, obviously.
It's always the sister. And that's it. All 5 idioms in about 30 seconds of completely normal conversation.
And notice what we did not do. We didn't explain them. We didn't stop. They were just there inside the sentences.
That's the whole goal. Not memorizing a list, hearing them enough times that they start to feel normal.
If you have 30 seconds, go back and listen to that part one more time. It's the most useful part of today.
And if you're listening while you walk or drive or wash the dishes, that's perfect. That's exactly how this is supposed to work.
All right, quick game before we go. I give you the situation, you give me the idiom.
Ready.
You have a headache and a small fever.
I'm under the weather.
You meet an old friend after 2 years.
We catch up.
Your sister tells everyone about your surprise party.
She spilled the beans.
It's 7 at night and the work is finished.
Let's call it a day.
And you're exhausted, so you go to bed.
I hit the sack, not the bed.
She learns fast.
Now your turn. Question in the comments. Your coworker writes, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I'll work from home. Is that person sick or just sad about the rain?
Answer below and tell us which of the 5 you're going to use this week.
10 minutes a day. That's really all it takes. Twice a week here at the Cape Cafe.
Come back on the next one and we'll do another 10 together.
Thanks for having coffee with us. Bye.
Bye-bye.
English over coffee. Take a sip. Come talk with me. Learn a little every day. Stay a while and feel carefree.